Hi guys, it's Miss Redican here, and we're doing electrolytes, non-electrolytes, and the human body. So you'll be watching me here in the corner and also watching my screen to go through the lab. Okay, well, we know our body is mostly water, right? So distilled water, right? It's over 70% of the human body is water, and we need it for the body's energy. Okay. Again, we're looking at my screen. The chemical formula for water is H2O, which is made of H's and O's. Those are both non-metals. And so looking here, again, oxygen is a non-metal and hydrogen is a non-metal on the wrong side, don't forget. And because they're all non-metals, it makes it covalent. Okay, so does water dissolve in water? Yes. Okay. So here's water, right? Water is polar. We know that. We memorized it. Okay. Does it conduct? We have a conductivity tester. You made one at home with a little light bulb, remember? And a battery. This is mine. And it is not lighting up. It does not conduct. So back to my screen here. It makes that a non-electrolyte. And again, it is covalent. So covalents dissolve, and it's a non-electrolyte here. So it's a covalent polar non-electrolyte. Let's get to the next one. Again, on my screen here, number 1, calcium chloride. We know calcium, and it's really calcium chloride we need, not calcium the metal. Calcium chloride is needed for strong bones and teeth, right? Okay, drink your milk, calcium. So CaCl2, let's go to the screen. Ca and Cl, those were the two elements in it. Ca is a metal, Cl is a non-metal. Because those are opposites, again, follow me on the screen, they're ionic. A metal with a non-metal is ionic. Let's take a look at it. So I have some calcium chloride, and you can see that it's totally dissolved, right? It looks like it's disappeared. We know it's there, and it's dissolved. So, dissolves in water. And again, this one is ionic because it's a metal with a non-metal. Does it conduct? Let's take a look. I got my, now look at me down here. The conductivity tester is going in. You guys see how that light is flashing? That means it is conducting electricity. It's not making electricity, it's conducting it. It is an electrolyte, a good one. Okay, so let's put that here, back to the screen. It conducts. That makes it an electrolyte. And that makes it ionic again. Ionic electrolyte. Okay, let's go down to number 2. Follow me on the screen. 2 is glucose, energy to fuel the body. Too little or too much glucose could lead to diabetes or diabetic shock. So you've got to be careful with our glucose, our sugar levels. And it's made of C6H12O6. So the elements are C, H, and O. Those are all non-metals. All non-metals. Which makes it, think, covalent. Okay. I have glucose here in the water. You can see it dissolved. There's nothing left. It's completely evenly mixed and dissolved. So dissolves in water. And this one is covalent because it's all nonmetals. Let's see if it conducts. I got my conductivity tester. Let me make sure. Okay. Okay. It's not conducting. You see that? It's not lighting up. Okay. So, does does not conduct. That makes it a non-electrolyte. And again, this was covalent because it was all nonmetals. Okay. Pause the video if you need to, but we're going to go on to number 3 here. Number 3 is a lipid. Lipids are the fats of your body, like cholesterol. Too much cholesterol can lead to heart disease. It's made of C27H46O. So it's made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, all of which are nonmetals, which makes it covalent. All nonmetals covalent. Let's take a look. Okay. Here, you guys see these 2 layers? I stir, mix. Do you see how there's still 2 layers? It's not dissolving, right? These lipids, these fats are not dissolving in the water. Okay, so does not dissolve. And we know if it does not dissolve in water, it's nonpolar. So nonpolar things won't dissolve in water because they're not alike. Let's see if it conducts. Got my conductivity tester. Put it in. Is it lighting up? No. No light. So it does not conduct. That makes it a non-electrolyte. And it's covalent because it's made of all nonmetals. Okay, next, number 4, potassium chloride. It regulates your body's blood pressure, the heart, muscles, kidneys. Very important to have potassium. If you don't have potassium, you could get muscle cramps, right? Weakness, lots of problems. That's what it's made of, KCl. So a K, potassium is K, and a Cl for chlorine. That's a metal and a nonmetal. Potassium is a metal, chlorine's the nonmetal. You can even double check. Potassium's over here, that's a metal. Chlorine's on the opposite side, opposites, nonmetal. That makes it ionic. Let's take a look at it. Okay, you can see here, it dissolved. There's no layers. So dissolves in water. And in this case, because it's a metal with a nonmetal, it's ionic. Clean off our conductivity tester. Let's see if it conducts. Oh, it's blinking. It's blinking. It conducts. Okay. Conducts. That makes it an electrolyte. And again, we said it's ionic. We should start seeing a pattern here. And we're going to go to number 5, proteins. We know proteins, we get them from eggs and meat and beans and nuts. Okay, it maintains and repairs tissues, fights disease. It's, in this case, it's made of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Okay, those are all nonmetals. All nonmetals make it covalent. Okay, so we have it here. You can see it's a little cloudy, right? But it did dissolve. It did mix evenly. It's not in 2 layers, right? It is mixing. So it did dissolve. Dissolves in water. That, again, it's all nonmetals. It's covalent, And because it dissolved in water, it's covalent polar. Polar things dissolve in water because water is polar. Like dissolves like. So let's see if it conducts. Clean this off. No blinking. No conducting. Okay, does not conduct. Makes it a non-electrolyte. Okay, and it's covalent. If it's not an electrolyte, it's going to be covalent. Okay, last one, sodium chloride. We know sodium's important in our diet. It helps with blood pressure, right? Too much sodium is bad. Too little is bad as well. And we're not really talking about sodium metal, sodium chloride, salt. Okay, so let's go over here. Sodium is Na, and then Cl is your chloride. That's a metal with a non-metal. Sodium's a metal, chlorine's a non-metal. Those are opposites. Let's look at the chart again. NaCl, opposites. Ionic. I have it here. Okay, you can see there's no layers. It dissolved. So it dissolves in water. Again, it's metals with nonmetals, so it's ionic. Let's see if it conducts. And it's blinking. It's conducting. Okay, so conducts. That makes it an electrolyte. And again, electrolytes are ionic. Okay, so you should see some patterns here. All of the electrolytes were ionic. The non-electrolytes were covalent. The covalent ones dissolve in water are polar. The ones that do not dissolve in water are non-polar. Okay. If you missed any of the data, pause the video here so that you can write down any of the data you need for your data table. Okay, good luck on the rest of your lab, guys. That's all.